Radio frequency identification for supply chain management.
This is Abdulaziz. What is RFID? RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification. Radio frequency identification is a technological system of a small electronic tags. These tags are a tiny chip and an antenna which transmit information through a radio signal to linked software and hardware infrastructure, like transmitters. Supply chain workers place transmitters where tracking the transit of product adds value to the business process, such as materials like handling equipment, containers, cases, pallets, or occasionally on individual goods. Essentially, RFID is just a facilitating technology with the potential of helping supplies chains to provide the right goods to the right place at the right time to maximize sales and profits. Every business main object RFID can be used and help in every part of the supply chain. Production in the factory, storage in the warehouse, inventory management, shipping to the store, then to the checkout with the customers.
RFID versus the barcode. Theoretically, RFID and barcoding are quite comparable. Both are designed to provide fast and authentic item identification and tracking features. However, the main difference between the two technologies is that RFID is a microchip attached to or engrafted inside the packaging of a product, making it much safer and less likely to be removed or illegible. Usually a barcode is printed on the label of a product and can be blurred or detached from it after a lot of usage. While barcoding scans a written label using imaging or optical laser technology, RFID interrogates or scans a tag using radio frequency signals. Therefore, RFID tags can be interpreted at much further distances, usually up to about 300 feet, where a barcode can only be read at less than a foot away. RFID readers can read or interrogate RFID tags much quicker, at a rate of 40 or more tags per second, while reading barcodes takes much more time since barcode reading needs a direct line of sight. Barcode readers may take about half a second or more to be read effectively. If the products are not properly inclined to the barcode readers, reading may not be possible. Therefore, in barcode reading, line of sight is necessary and must be accessible from the outside of the product packaging, where normally it can be easily worn or torn. On the other hand, RFID tags are generally more rugged because they are better shielded in plastic covers, or sometimes even embedded within the product itself, which ensures greater ruggedness and recyclability.
This is Hamdan and I'm going to talk about RFID categories. One way to look at RFID categories is the perspective of tag types. There are 4 tag types. First, the active tags. The active tags have continuous self-powered energy, which allows the tag to be always active and ready to communicate with the reader. Second, semi-passive. The semi-passive tags have a battery, but it's not always active. It needs a signal to activate it. Third, passive tags. Passive tags have no battery, but it takes power from the reader. Fourth, chipless tags. Unlike the other tags, chipless tags do not store information, which makes it less usable for supply chain management, and it's used mainly for authentication. The second way to look at RFID categories is the major purposes. The first use of RFID is authentication, and it's usually used to confirm the original documents. The second use of RFID is identification. Mostly it's used for supply chain management by saving unique number in each tag in order to contain some information. The third use of RFID is for location and tracking. For example, to track any shipment from the factory to the store or from the store to the customer. The third way to look at RFID is by the tag holder. First, human. The US Food and Drug Administration (FDA) approved to attach people with RFID tag in order to save their medical record. Second, subject, which is mostly used with the devices and any subjects.
This is Sami.
Application consideration. By providing the technology to distinguish unique consideration, cases, pallets, and manufactured, shipped, and sold items, RFID provide the building blocks for enhanced visibility during the supply chain process. By using this technology, supply chain technologies have the potential to connect the physical world to the digital world, which does not have any interactions of humans. There are influent potential applications as it's appropriate to any businesses involved to the manufacturing movement or sale of tangible products. This supply chain may involve providers, producers, and their whole supplier base and companies. Therefore, RFID cut costs, improve efficiency and visibility. The most important consideration of any corporation who want to use RFID technology for supply chain is not just how much is the cost of this system, but also how much is the cost in case of not using RFID technology. However, the cost of RFID system contains the reader and the tags and the applications which different from company to company and use to use. RFID can also play a role helping enhance the safety of the pharmaceutical and food in the supply chain. The pharmaceutical industry may reduce or eliminate faking by assigning every dose a distinctive electronic product code EPC number. This practice will make it possible for data to be logged and be accessible to every supply chain partner and the current location of the drug, all other locations, and the timeline.
Thank you for listening.